we could have possibly missed. Like, just looking at it, it doesn't look like a ship, which is weird.
Well, I think that was only for Relic. They haven't really said if that still applies to Remnant or not, because the Remnant is supposed to be its own unique structure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like it's like the remakes, at least in the case of Relic and Remnant, are two distinct structures. Though I think
So
they've
Relic is supposed to be the ship, and
Yeah.
Remnant is
Remnant is the monument to fallen Forerunner warriors from the Human Flood War.
That's
Remnant definitely seems a lot more like stone rather than Halo 2's kind of gritty Forerunner look.
Yeah, this one's definitely seen better days. I can't remember I'm trying to remember what the song was. It's like, I've seen better days. Oh, God. I don't know how much of my audience is old enough to get that.
I don't think they are.
I don't know. I don't even know if I should be old enough to get that, but anyway. That actually reminds me, too, because we were talking about like the remakes and whatnot. Somebody brought up on one of the videos I made about this is the presence of the albatross. You know, it's kind of strange that the albatross is there, even though this is supposed to be its own unique map. The way I always figured is they just added that in the War Games simulator.
I'm just trying to understand why the UNSC would choose such a place to set camp at anyway. It's nothing truly special about it. I mean, granted, it's safe, but it's just a very weird, isolated place just to set up base and then have that be a major standing ground. I don't know. It's just weird for me trying to understand it.
Yeah. That is one of the weird... I don't know, maybe... Shoot, I honestly, I'm actually kind of lost. I know. Maybe they're trying to figure out why the hell this thing is will suddenly start shooting beams into the sky.
But
maybe
then
that's
again,
what they're
if
studying.
we're going to go back to the munitions testing, I mean, they could possibly just deploy things there and then pick up the pieces afterwards. Maybe it's not like an official standing base. It's more of, we know this place where we can shoot guns. Let's go drop this
maybe
Mantis off and blow shit up. Like, who knows?
Yeah,
well,
maybe.
They love to blow foreigner things up.
True. But I do find it interesting how a lot of these monuments, when we think monuments, you want a monument in a secluded area, you know that's not going to be touched forever. Whereas the foreigners, they're putting monuments on rings that have the potential to kill everything in the galaxy. So it's kind of a nice, contradictory place to put a monument, you know?
Yeah.
But then that makes me wonder.
The foreigners to be subtle.
That's true too. It's just make me wonder, was this part of the Didact's doing, or was it Faber that thought the warrior servants deserve such hominage here? That's another interesting thing to think about.
I would kind of think it might have been the librarian, but it's hard, you never know. As I don't think the Didact would have had, because he was asleep for the whole time that, like, especially these later installations were being created.
That's a true point.
Yeah, but even still, like, I don't know, maybe even at the end, Faber's like, you kind of learn he's a power hungry asshole, but he's not a complete dick. It's like, what was that line from Guardians of the Galaxy? He's a dick, or he's not he's an asshole, but he's not 100% a dick.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's possible then.
Yeah, so it's like, maybe it's like, I stole all the power from these guys, but I'll give them a monument on my deadly super weapon to wipe out all life in the galaxy. That totally makes up for it, right, guys?
Have you even gone over Monolith yet? I think we...
Yeah, one of the early ones. I think it was actually the last episode we did before this revival series. Was Monolith, and I think it was both Monolith and what was that Forge map? I'm trying to remember that was in space in Halo 4.
It's crazy. I remember that.
Yeah,
That was the last time. Oh my god.
and it had it had that weird stone that everyone's like, maybe this is a precursor stone.
Is it a drift? No.
Like Impact?
Impact. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Why did I say drift? Oh my god.
Well, I mean, you're adrift in space.
Sort of in space.
Yeah, that's probably why. But yeah, I mean, just thinking of the monument at Monolith and looking at Relic, Remnant, it's just completely different. So is it possible, due to the aesthetic, that Monolith is a warrior servant one built by a warrior servant, and then this one might be a warrior servant monument built by a different rate, because there's a clear difference in the architecture that I can see.
And if anything, Remnant actually kind of looks like it might be older than Relic.
Yes, I was going to say that too.
And it's hard to say if that's just because of the graphical differences or if that's on purpose.
I mean, it's like those stone structures in the Halo 2 campaign. I'm always trying to figure out what those are.
Don't even get us started on that topic.
Yeah, because
a different video.
And and I do not want to be ranting about how disappointed I am that was not addressed at all.
Oh, you're going to scream again, aren't you?
No. I'm not. No, it's not a rage kind of rant. It's a disappointment kind of rant. So.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody ever needs to worry. Yeah, as long as you don't bring up a certain comic arc I will not name, I won't be shouting.
Well, now you know how I feel about one of the Didact surviving when it was pretty laid out in like Iris that they were dead. So
yeah,
I can feel you on that, buddy. But
I think the last thing, because we were talking about the skyboxes before, just a quick subject change. If anyone wanted to talk about this awesome ass skybox, the one thing I found really interesting, and especially when you look in the background, you see how Installation 05 is basically all brown. Maybe this was an accident, but I'd like to think it was on purpose, how it kind of looks like this is what I imagine the ring is like after the Sangheili bombarded the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
It'd be interesting to see like actual images of what happened when they decided to glass the entire thing.
Yeah.
That's just making it crazy. I mean, where are the defenses? Like, even some defenses have to be automated. That's just a given. Like, sure, the monitor is going to control a lot of them, but there are automated defenses, period. So when the outbreak happened, where were the defenses? When the Sangheili fleet, when High Charity showed up, where were the defenses? Because we know from the Halo 4 terminals, when the Pillar of Autumn arrived, Guilty Spark Q was about to blow them out of the sky. And we know that from earlier on, not the Halo 4 terminals, the CE terminals.
Yeah.
That he was about to blow Pillar of Autumn out the sky, and 04 has defenses too that go light years. So where are 05's defenses? Because the Sangheili, granted, I like them, and they did a damn good job. They shouldn't have been able to blow the hell out of the ring like that. Like, where the Sentinel, like, even in Cryptum, masses of Sentinels defended their installation. Where are they? Like, it's very weird that there are absolutely no defenses for 04. Well,
I mean, I could see that perhaps because the monitor was, for the larger part of Installation 05's history, was not present, that they could have broken down. Because, I mean, we see that the structures themselves are very much worn down. I can see that other, structures, especially defenses, might have worn down over time. It's also possible, too, that, because, assuming that the Gravemind was in control of Penitent Tangent the whole time that the Sangheili and humans were on Installation 05, that he purposely, shut down the defenses at some point to allow them to get there so that he could eventually leave.
Mm-hmm. That'd be something he would do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he had more than enough time to build himself a ship if he...
Well, it depends, because he was contained behind the Sentinel wall for the large part of, his time there, and without new biomass, never mind, wondering where the hell he got the original biomass, because I don't think... Yeah, it's like, I don't think there was enough flora and fauna on these rings to sufficiently supply a grave mine the size we saw.
Do you want to expand the lore to all that? Because I have an answer, but it might kind of push us away. The headcanon, years old, was that the grave mine formed. However, it broke out, it formed, and then it just started cloning or breeding some of the animals that were around it, and that's how it sustained itself. But obviously, it couldn't have like such a large population enough to break out and be done with the ring, but just enough to keep it going over the millennia. That was pretty much the headcanon that formed a good decade ago. So either it was corralling some of the animals it found and let them breed, and then it added what it could to the biomass and infected some, and that's how it had its initial little troops, or being a grave mine and all, it accessed the ring, pulled up some specimens, cloned some of the specimens, ate them, infected them, and then it just kind of stayed in one spot because it couldn't do so much. That's pretty much where we came to.
I can kind of see, that does make sense to me.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think we've pretty much, at least for the maps themselves, we could go on and on for hours about various things, but for the maps themselves, I think we've covered everything that can be covered. So
I agree.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. Thank you especially to JSA and Mendicant Bias for joining me again from Halo Archive. Check them out if you haven't.
No problem, dude.
Yeah. Yep. And until the next multiplayer maps, or actually before that, so this will be the new format for this. You guys in the comments will vote on what you want to see for the next multiplayer map lore. So if you have a map that you want to see us discuss, or a map, in the case of if it's a remake, 2 maps.
Warlord.
Okay, there you go. There's one possible option. But yeah, if you have any particular map that you want us to cover in the next multiplayer map lore, leave it in the comments below. The one that gets voted the most will be the next multiplayer map lore. So until next time, this has been Halo Canon, sponsored by Halo Archive.
I got an achievement for killing you at the end.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing, and sharing it around. You are the reason I get to keep doing this, so thank you. Profusely thank you. If you want to dive deeper into Halo's lore, head over to the Halo Archive.